Hey, okay, this lighting is pretty shitty, and as you can probably tell, I've had no sleep, so I've got like bags under my eyes. Actually, looks better if I do that. Just stretch out my skin. But beside the point. So what is this video about? It's a video about Carmie, Touchdalight. So yeah, I didn't know who this guy was until Thursday, Friday, really early in the morning. So I was at a club, or rather, it was kind of like a house after party thing, and I'm hearing this name, Carmie, Carmie, and I'm like, what the frig is a Carmie? Is it like some new chamomile tea kind of soothing drink in Starbucks or something? Or is it like Ariana Grande, some kind of new personality like that? But anyways, like they told me it was like this dude called Touchdalight, which I don't know. It sounds a bit like some kind of spiritual, sexual, Buddhist thing to me. I didn't like expect an Italian dude, but there you go. Social media. So then got embroiled in this whole um, bleach bath thing that seems to be trending, blowing up online. So I thought I would comment about it because I was bored and I thought, why not? So the first thing that I find really shocking about this is that people, or so many people, especially adults, seem to believe that this is real. What the F is all that about? I mean, first of all, logically, it makes no sense. As in, let's see, I'm gonna put my hand in it and it's gonna go red and hurt, and yeah, then I'm gonna like submerge my whole body in a bath full of this bleach, and then my whole body's gonna like burn. And guess what? I'm then gonna stick my whole freaking head in it. Logically, it just makes no sense. So it kind of comes across to me as a prank, as kind of a joke. But hell, and then in my opinion, Kami's like giving like a wink throughout it, saying, this is a bit of a prank, as in the first one being he wears socks when he goes and submerges himself in the bath, as in you're not gonna like get in a bath of bleach and not care about burning your legs and your stomach and your sensitive nipples, and then your cute AF face that is part of your social media brand, you're gonna stick under and burn that off. But your feet, you gotta wear those socks. I can get the wearing your underwear, even though it wouldn't help, to protect your dingle dangles. But like socks, your feet ain't that sensitive. And then the other bit is like, if you were really in a bath of burning bleach, are you just gonna go, need bleach? Let's pour that over myself as well. So, anyways, I just thought it just came across as a prank, as like a joke, and I thought that there were cues throughout that made it seem as such. But kudos to Carmie's sister, because whatever cream he was using to get that red peely effect, that really worked. That looked legit. So kudos where it's deserved. So then I was kind of reading through the arguments against this video, and there were a load of bollocks that I'm not going to go into, but the main one was that it was irresponsible to kind of produce a video like this because there's loads of impressionable kids out there who might follow suit. Now, first of all, I don't know who these impressionable kids actually are. There's not like a brigade of sort of lobotomized young amoebas walking around who don't know what a prank is, or what one should do or shouldn't do, and what's safe and what isn't safe. I also hate it when adults make this kind of assumption that anyone who's like, I don't know, under 20, under 15 has like mush for brain, because in my experience it's just not true. But okay, even if there are some people out there who would mistake this, as in, one, why is that the case? As in, social media is now a known phenomenon. Pranks are now a known phenomenon. So what are parents and guardians doing about it? As in, if somebody's old enough to be using YouTube and viewing things online, then they should have been given a good grounding in terms of what is something you should do and shouldn't do, what is safe, what isn't safe. have an understanding about life and have an understanding about how social media and the internet works. And if for some reason you don't, or you have some kind of, mental health issue, like a genuine one, which means that you wouldn't be able to or might not process this information in the way that it's intended, or you might mistake it for being real, then you shouldn't really be being allowed to be on the internet unsupervised anyway. Because, like, shit, if you mistook this video as real and taking a bleach bath is something that you should really do, then imagine if you go into the dark web. Frig, that would really be a nightmare. And then I suppose there's also people who would look at this and think, oh, yeah, this is a bad idea, but I'm so desperate for social media kudos, I'm going to do it anyway. With regards to that group, if you're going to take what Carmie did as inspiration for something to do for clout on social media, then you probably would take any kind of dumbass or risky activity and see if you could turn that into a social video. So, for example, if you're watching, I don't know, some reality program, or you're watching a talent show and, throwing knives or eating fire or eating swords or whatever, you might try that, just because they slap for professionals only, or don't try this at home. I mean, if Carmie had slapped that onto his video, I think in Bleach is dangerous, don't try this at home, kids, would it make any difference? And even if he was a professional, would it make any difference? I doubt it. He was doing something risky as a professional, and then not obviously bathing in bleach, because that's just nonsense. So I don't really get that argument either. And the other thing that annoys me is that, yeah, there probably are some people, for whatever one of those reasons, will get access to that video, and the tiny minority could potentially go and take this as inspiration to do something daft, which could damage their health. But ultimately, whose responsibility is it to stop that happening? Is it a 19-year-old kid who's producing videos on YouTube, or is it down to YouTube itself? I mean, YouTube is a channel, it's a big multimedia concern. So if they really think these videos are dangerous and bad for society, then surely they should have some way of having some kind of firewall that prevents people accessing that video who do not have the savvy, for whatever reason, to be able to understand that this is a prank and not something that one should do. I mean, they already have an age restriction, which is a complete laugh, because it's really easy to kind of view those videos without signing in. I'm not going to explain that in this video, because if you don't know how to circumvent that, then you shouldn't be watching those videos. But literally, all you need to do is Google, and it's like 4 letters that you need to use. I think it's 4, and you can access them wherever. So I don't think YouTube is putting in that much effort to stop people viewing these videos. But if they really thought it was dangerous, then I think as a multi-billion-dollar company, they could definitely put up some kind of wall or some kind of restriction that would prevent people, maybe you have to take like a test to see if you've got the social savvy to understand that this is a prank. So that's number one. Number two, we are actually living in the attention economy, and it's very difficult, in my opinion, for people of average means, or even above average means, who want to become social media, I don't want to call celebrities, influencers, social media personalities, to compete in this environment. Twofold. One, you've got the big social media stars like the Kylie Jenners, Gigi, Gigi, whatever her name is, who come from like multi-million-dollar families, who have the funds to live really aspirational, really amazing lives. Fantastic cars, fantastic makeup, fantastic clothes. Even if you've got relatively wealthy parents, you can't really compete with that in terms of an aspirational video that when people want to watch, in terms of it being like almost like the modern day Vogue or Elle. It's just really difficult to compete with that. And it's also difficult to compete in terms of brands wanting to have the halo effect of being associated with that. On the other end of the spectrum, you've got like your Zoellas, your Suggies, your Alfies. I can't remember all of their names, but the kids who kind of got in on the game very early on, and now they're sort of like mainstay brands on social media. Well, no offense to Zoella and her posse here, but they're kind of, in my opinion, beige. Strangely, a beige or colouring behind me. But it's just like your no thought, very inoffensive, a bit boring, but very safe canvases or billboards that brands can actually use to sell stuff. And, they can talk to kids about various issues and they can sell various products and do various hauls. But ultimately, you only need a few of those people per country, maybe one per city, and that's all there's room for. And once you've invested, or brands have invested in those people and channels have invested in them, there's no point having many more, so you can't really compete in that front. The other one is, well, why don't more people create creative videos? Well, because they're not really rewarded. One, there's, whether it's gaming or whether it's creative videos, there's only a very small number of people who can make it into those slots, and once they do, they kind of hold on to them. And two, the amount of money you need for the production values you need now is astronomical. And three, anyone who's a creative person and has uploaded stuff on YouTube knows that creativity and talent doesn't necessarily equal into views. And that's why I think brands and businesses could easily change this attention economy where having like a viral video or a shocking video or a prank video or something that captures media attention is the way that somebody of average means can actually create a video that gives them the attention which they then hopefully can leverage into more of a social media career by trying to find creative, uniquely beautiful, whatever, social media personalities that are better aligned with their brands, rather than just doing their lame-ass option of picking somebody who's wealthy, already established, or has a huge social media following, i.e. better to find somebody who maybe only has like 2,000 followers, but on a aesthetic level or a cultural level or a entertainment level, they're very aligned with your brand, and promote those. Because of those kind of videos and those kind of people being promoted, then there will be less need to create viral videos and get loads of likes, followers, whatever. It will be about creating things that you genuinely cared about. In terms of social responsibility, if, for example, you wanted somebody like Carmie to see the negative side of their video like that could have, I don't think it's like any point bitching on social media. A better way would be to have some kind of documentary whereby he's introduced to people, I should imagine mainly kids, who have taken inspiration from out there videos and done something similar and face negative consequences. Because I don't get the impression that he's somebody who would actually set out to create a video that he knew was actually going to hurt people. But once again, I'm saying this is a very tiny percentage of people who will actually do this. And I think that if the culture changed, if brands didn't just go for the easy option, and if safeguards were in place to make sure that only people who can understand that these are joke videos, that they just pranks, have the social savvy to get that, could view them, then there wouldn't be this problem. So yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to say about it. I can't believe I've done this in one shot. I'm really chuffed with myself. It's probably not a great video, but like, I did it in one shot, and I don't normally do that. I don't normally do videos, but like, there you go. So yeah, hope you're having a good day, and take care.